Okay, welcome back everybody. We made it to week 21, and this will be our third of the real world math. And this week, it's about indirect measurements. Okay, so let's get started. Remember, everything is about similarity. As we make it bigger or smaller, it has to stay in proportion. We have the angle-angle rule, side-side-side rule, and the side-angle-side rule. Okay? Well, last week we did triangle and a triangle, where down here at the bottom corner, that was the angle that belonged to both triangles. Okay? So now this week, instead of doing triangle and a triangle, we're going to do what's called indirect, where we have a triangle on one side that I create, which is going to help us gather the measurements of the other triangle somewhere else. Okay, so let's get started here. Now in class, hopefully students bring their measurements to show. Okay, for this video, I'm going to show you my version. Okay, as we do the example, keep in mind angle-angle rule, side-side-side rule, side-angle-side rule. Which one pertains to this example? Okay, all right, so let's get started. I want to know how high off the ground this red bucket is. Okay, how high? This is going to be our X value. Okay, so we're going to put an X right there. Now to do that, we're going to use a mirror down here. So grab yourself a mirror and stand in such a way so that when you look down at the mirror, you can see the reflection of whatever you're measuring. Think that water tower over there at Shadle Park. You can actually do this. We're standing here, we got a mirror, and whatever we create, we have to measure. So we know how high off the ground our eyeballs are. Okay. Then we can calculate the distance from our foot to the mirror. Okay. Then we can measure from the mirror to whatever we're creating, like the water tower. Okay. Then using this relationship, we can calculate the height of whatever we want. Okay. So let's get started. I'm standing. My eyes. I'm 6 feet tall. So that's 72 inches. We're going to use 70 inches for my eyes to the mirror. The distance to the mirror using the measuring tape is 40 inches. Okay. From the mirror to a line drawn straight down from that red bucket turns out to be 70 inches. Now I can calculate how high off the ground the bucket is. But before we do that, I want you to think about angle-angle, side-angle-side, or side-side-side. Pause the video and see if you can figure out which one of these we're using. Okay? All right, welcome back. I want you, hopefully, as you did this type of practice right here, this angle and this angle, did you notice the closer you went, the steeper the angle? The further out you go, the more shallow the angle? Here's our new vocabulary. This is called the angle of reflection. The angle of reflection. All right? The angle of reflection. And it's true. The closer I get, the steeper the angle. The further out I go, the less the angle. Now, if you can accept that concept, angle are congruent. Okay? The angle of reflection is congruent. Angle of reflection is congruent. Okay, so accepting that it's not side, side, side. Now, you pick angle, angle, or side, angle, side. The book is going to want you to use angle, angle because we dropped a straight line down from our eyes and a straight line down from the object. The book wants this. Okay? You might convince yourself side, angle, side. Okay? But the book is going to want angle, angle because it's a fact. You may not have thought that because you didn't know that the angle of reflection was congruent. All right? So now let's just do the math. This is the piece we have to continue to practice, is our math piece. Okay? So set up our relationship. 70 to 40 is x to 70. Okay? So x goes to the 70. Okay? X goes to the 70 as 70 goes to the 40. Okay? Equals 70 to the 40. All right? And remember, one of the skills we have to have in geometry is to solve for x. Cross multiply. And we're going to get 40 times x is equal to 70 times 70. And 70 times 70, so we're going to have 40 x's is equal to 4,900. And the opposite of multiply is divide. And it turns out that we get 122. And I did everything in inches. 40 inches, 72 inches, 70 inches, and x. So this is 122 inches. Okay? Now, if we go up, you're going to see I have a measuring tape taped to the wall here. And it turns out that using a tape, measure the actual measure, x equals 115. So we're off a little bit. But the idea of angle, angle, or side, angle, side works in the real world. Okay? So if you did this, write yours down on the assignment sheet. If you didn't do it before Thursday's class, see if you can locate a mirror and find a reflection, an angle of reflection to calculate a real world math problem. Cool? All right. So the next video will be our learning for the day, where we go, and I want to take a minute and talk about last Friday's quiz, because I think we need a little bit more practice on the angle, angle rule, side, side rule, and the side, side rule. Okay? And what I mean by that is, can we identify similarity and show the work that caused it? Okay? Show the work that created it. Cool? And then our actual homework this week, one Mathia session, and just these problems, identifying angle, angle, side, side angle, side. Okay? And because it's a short week, just 2 items to do. One Mathia session and these 6 problems. See you in a minute.